This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, hello there. It's Jeff Cutastrophe. Welcome to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, May the 12th, is a legendary left-handed golfer from Canada. I know it's national pride, but whatever. He's 52 today. And he won the Masters in 2003, becoming the only Canadian to win a major. So he was good. Between 2001 and 2005, he was in the top 10 in the world, which was great. He is Michael Weir. So Mike Weir grew up in Brights Grove, a suburb of Sarnia. His first sport was hockey. And Weir was fortunate that his godfather's son played left-handed and had a partial set of spare clubs that he handed down to Weir, 3 woods and 4 irons. From his earnings as a caddy and pro shop worker, he purchased a left-handed wedge that he used until the grip wore out. When he was 12, he won a junior tournament in which the first prize was a complete set of irons. He actually met Jack Nicklaus at age 11, which was amazing and all that. Weir did grow up playing hockey in his teenage years, but he couldn't grow past average size, and golf was his best sport. So Weir was told by Jack Nicklaus to play golf and do it left-handed. Anyway, he would go to Brigham Young University to play NCAA golf, majoring in recreation management, and won the Ontario Amateur Championship a couple times. So yeah, he turned pro on the Canadian PGA Tour, winning 3 events, and he played in the Asian PGA Tour too. Unfortunately, in '98, he failed to make PGA Tour and won at Q School to get to the 1999 PGA Tour. And his first PGA win was, ironically enough, in Canada at the Air Canada Championship in Surrey, British Columbia. Making the first Canadian since 1954. I can't remember who the guy was. No, the first Canadian to win a PGA Tour event in Canada in 45 years. That was Pat Fletcher. I was thinking because I remember Al Balding and George Knudsen won some events, but okay, well, in Canada. He actually had the lead after 3 rounds of the '99 PGA Championship with Tiger Woods, but finished 10th and won the Tour Championship in 2001 in the playoff, which I believe was, the top 30 guys? All that? Yeah, the top 30 money leaders. Weir would begin 2003 in impressive fashion. He actually won the Bob Hope Classic at Palm Springs and then won at Riviera in Los Angeles at the Nissan Open. So, iconically, he won 2 major events on the West Coast. And then at the 2003 Masters, he was the hero and all that. Anyway, he took part in the 2003 Masters, which was a key event for Canada and all that. So anyway, Mike Weir was in the hunt. In round 1, Darren Clark of Northern Ireland led with a 6 under par round, with Weir tied for 4th with Nick Price at 2 under. Weir would put a 68 on day 2 to finish 6 under par, whereas Darren Clark faltered with a 76 on day 2. But he was still second. And then day 3, Weir had a terrible 75, or 3 over par, dropping him 2 shots behind Jeff Maggart of the United States for the lead. But in the final round, Weir put up a 68. Maggart fumbled to a 75, so Weir looked good. Unfortunately, Len Matisse got a 65 out of nowhere and forced a playoff with Weir. However, Matisse had a terrible first playoff hole, and Weir, even though he had a bogey, hadn't done enough to give Canada its first majors champion in men's sports, and it was amazing. Weir became only the second left-hander to win any of the four majors. The other one was Bob Charles in the 1963 British Open. So that was huge. But since then, Phil Mickelson and Bubba Watson have won majors as left-handers. Well, ironically, both did it at Augusta. Weir is actually naturally right-handed, but plays golf left-handed, a trait he shares with Mickelson. And then the second major, Weir ended up tied for third at the U.S. Open, which was amazing, putting him to third on the world golf ranking. For his work in 2003, especially winning the Masters, Mike Weir was named the Lou Marsh Trophy Award for Outstanding Canadian Athlete of the Year. He won the Nissan Open again in 2004, becoming only the sixth player in that tournament's history to go back-to-back, and first since Corey Pavin. Unfortunately, though, Weir would fumble and all that. He didn't automatically qualify for the President's Cup in 2007, the matchup between the best American golfers and the world golfers, not Europeans. The President's Cup would be held in Montreal at the Royal Montreal Golf Club. He got to play in the tournament because Gary Player decided to pick him and all that. It was inspired. Mike Weir would beat Tiger Woods in a spirited match on the final day of the President's Cup, even though the Americans won it. When he won the Fries Open in 2007, he tied George Knudsen for most PGA Tour wins by a Canadian, 8. So anyway, Weir was trying his best, but he had a torn ligament in his right elbow by 2010, so it was not good and all that. Elbow surgery would really hurt him a lot. Anyway, Mike Weir would turn 50 in 2020 and go on to the Champions Tour, which is basically the senior PGA Tour. And he won in Texas. It was his first win since 2007. Weir currently lives in Sandy, Utah with his 2 daughters. He was made member of the Order of Canada in 2007 and the Order of Ontario in 2003. So Mike Weir's caddy was fellow Ontarian Brendan Little for many years. All that. So yeah, he was named to the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame. So it's 8 title wins. The 1999 Air Canada Championship, the 2000 American Express Championship, the 2001 Tour Championship by beating Ernie Els, Sergio Garcia, and David Toms in a playoff. The Bob Hope in 2003 over Jay Haas, the Nissan Open in a playoff over Charles Howard III, the Masters against Len Matisse, the 2004 Nissan Open over Maruyama, and 2007 Fries Open over Mark Hensby. So yeah, 8 wins. I can't believe it. But one of the most agonizing losses in Mike Weir's history was losing the playoff to Vijay Singh at the 2004 Canadian Open when he was trying to end that 50-year drought for a Canadian man to win the Canadian Open. Because Pat Fletcher was the last one to do it. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't do it. Vijay won, and the drought continues. Not really smart, but you know what happens. Mike Weir would have 11 top 10s at majors, 2 Masters top 10s, 3 PGA Championship top 10s, 4 US Opens, and 2 British Open top 10s. So it was not meant to be sometimes, but you know what? He still is fantastic and all that. I mean, 8 wins on the tour. PGA Tour. That's still amazing. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.